Welcome to LSU School of Veterinary Medicine's Theriogenology Club. Here we study animal reproduction and help to work animals with breeding as well as caring for these animals during their pregnancies. Today we're going to introduce you to theriogenology and one of the ways we monitor animals' babies during pregnancies, ultrasonography. What is ultrasonography? Ultrasonography is a diagnostic imaging technique that we can use in veterinary medicine to look at certain organs in an animal's body. An ultrasound uses sound waves which reflect back off animals' organs to create images. These images can be used to help diagnose certain illnesses your pets may have and can even be used to monitor pregnancies. Soon we will play a demonstration of ultrasound pregnancy checks on goats to show you how we use ultrasonography in veterinary medicine. Before we do so, it's good to understand more about when we can use this technique. When a doe, or a female goat, becomes pregnant, you cannot immediately see the developing baby using a transabdominal ultrasound. For this type of ultrasound, which we will demonstrate today, it is best to wait until after the pregnancy reaches day 35. If possible, it's recommended waiting until days 40 through 55, which will allow you to check for the presence of multiple babies, which in goats are also called kids. As the kid develops, eventually it will become too big to see on the ultrasound screen on a single image. So what do ultrasounds look like? When you look at an ultrasound, you'll see that everything is in different shades of gray, from black to white. These shades of gray are caused by different densities of the tissues hitting the sound waves emitted by the probe of the ultrasound machine. The higher density tissues, like bone, are hyperechoic and will appear white, while other tissues, like organs, are less dense and therefore will appear in a darker color, gray. Other materials, like fluids that are even less dense than organs, can appear black or anechoic on an ultrasound. Now that you've learned a bit about how goat fetuses develop and have some insight into what an ultrasound looks like, we have a very special demonstration for you all. In this video, we will show you how we do ultrasound pregnancy checks of goats in the field. Here we have brought out our first goat. First, you'll notice the veterinarian is spraying some alcohol on the flank of the goat, which is the area that the ultrasound probe will be placed against to visualize the baby or fetus. You want to position the probe up under the flank of the goat to get good contact between the probe and goat. Here you'll see the developing fetus on the ultrasound. There is the body of the baby, seen as a gray form. While you can't see its head in this image, the head would be towards the left and the tail towards the right of the image shown. Moving closer to the head of the baby, you'll see the heart. Notice the darker circle enclosed in the gray-colored form, which is rhythmically getting thicker and smaller. This is the heart beating. Notice towards the top of the gray form, there are multiple white circles going towards the right of the image. These are the rib bones. Remember, as we mentioned before, tissues with higher densities, like bone, appear more white, while tissues with lower density, like organs, appear darker. As we move a bit towards the right of the image, you'll see the liver. When doing ultrasounds, it's important to look at the organs of the baby and make sure the fetus is growing normally. If you look closely, you'll see the baby moving. Other things to keep in mind when doing ultrasound pregnancy checks are to look at the amniotic fluid surrounding the baby. It should not be a poor color and should be mostly black. This would mean that the fluid is clear. Now we've brought out our second goat. Let's see what else we can see in this next goat's ultrasound. As we begin to ultrasound her, you'll see these C-shaped white-gray objects in the image. These are placentomes and will only appear in an ultrasound if the goat is pregnant. The shape of these are because they are concave in goats, as well as in sheep and deer. Now, as we alter the probe's position slightly, you can start to see the developing fetus. The brighter white areas of the ultrasound are showing the bones of the fetus. As we continue to look at different parts of the baby, we arrive at the baby's head. Notice how it is moving in this image. Last, we have our final goat. We can see the veterinarian is placing the gray ultrasound machine probe under the flank of the goat. If we follow the black wiring from the probe up, we'll see the screen that will show the ultrasound images we've been seeing. Once again, we are starting by seeing more of those C-shaped placentomes. Eventually, the positioning is adjusted and we can see the leg of the fetus. This leg is also moving. Thank you for taking the time to learn about what theriogenealogy is and how we monitor animals' pregnancies. I hope you all had fun, and we'll see you next time.